Good day. Nice to have you visit once again. The title of this video is Social Workers and the Bastardized Rules which made them all powerful. I wish to talk with you today about the only class of government workers who really deserve the term many apply to them. The workers are termed social workers, and the generic name given to them is vultures. Excuse me. There are many types of social workers, but most come into the category who deal with problem families and the children of problem families. The kids may well be at risk from neglect or physical or mental abuse. Some cases come to light because of reports from school teachers, more likely from concerned relatives or family acquaintances. The routes are many, but someone has guessed or seen evidence of abuse and decided to do something about it. The main problem with most social workers is that they are all aware of what can happen when social workers either miss evidence, don't continue to visit families, or just think that things have settled down. Because that's when you get the lurid headlines. The names echo down the years, such as Baby P and Victoria Clambier. Over the years, the rules governing social work have been extended to encompass almost every situation, and indeed some which stretch comprehension from ordinary people who simply find that their decisions are totally undemocratic and approaching dictatorial powers. For example, Laura Corkill gave birth to Leland James Corkill in hospital in December 2019. But Leland James, her son, was removed by social workers 48 hours later. His prospective adoptive mother, Laura Castle, was jailed in May for his murder. The biological mother of a boy murdered by a woman hoping to adopt him has revealed she was not allowed to hold him in hospital after his death, aged 13 months. Laura Corkill of Whitehaven, Cumbria, gave birth to Leland James Corkill in hospital in December 2019, but he was removed by social workers 48 hours later. Cumbria County Council is thought to have told Miss Corkill 3 times before his birth that its plan was to remove him because she could not meet his needs. But Miss Corkill disputes this, claiming she was unfairly penalised because of the behaviour of a previous partner, which she said resulted in her first 2 children being taken away. Leland James died in January 2021 during the 3rd lockdown. Ms Corkill has spoken out now for the first time ahead of a safeguarding practice review report being published by Cumbria Safeguarding Children Partnership. That term really worries me this afternoon. It comes 2 months after Leland James' prospective adoptive mother, Laura Castle, 38, from Barrow, was jailed on May the 25th for at least 18 years for his murder. The case of Leland James is one of a series during the pandemic lockdown involving the death of children who were on the radar of social services teams. Speaking about when she learned of his death, Ms Corkill told BBC Radio 4's Today programme, "I got a phone call on January the 6th saying that Leland was in hospital. I asked what had happened. They turned round and said apparently he'd had an accident and fell off the sofa and he was critical. I asked the person who phoned me, which hospital. I want to go down and see where my baby is. They wouldn't give me the name of the hospital until 24 hours later, and then they eventually told me it was Liverpool Alder Hey Hospital. By the time she got down there, he'd already been dead for 10 minutes. She said I just froze to being with. I froze for about 5-10 minutes. I froze on the spot. I didn't know what to do. But eventually I went into his room and I just wanted to pick him up. But they wouldn't allow me. They stated that the child's body was evidence and could not be disturbed until the coroner had completed the autopsy. When the detectives examined the defendant's mobile phones following their arrest, they found text messages which were derogatory towards young Leyland James. Laura Castle wrote that the youngster was a proper knobhead, shitbag and top twat, while her husband said he was a dick baby and a lost bag, a toss bag. And those last words from the couple of animals who are judged by those self-same alleged social workers who judged this pair of feral vultures better suited to look after an infant than the mother who had been associated with a brutal ex-boyfriend. She had never been found guilty of any crime of violence, but she was found guilty by association, and her baby son was removed from her without even a fucking trial. My question is this: is there going to be any discussion or inquiry into the actions and activities of these so-called social workers who were so quick to move against this poor little boy and his mother, who was 2 days away from giving birth to him? Will there be an inquiry into who was responsible for giving them the authority? Who was responsible for placing him with this pair of feral idiots? Who was responsible for moving to have him adopted? And who was responsible for his death in their custody? I thank you for your time and your visit, and I hope to see you again.